Greetings, visitors, repeat offenders, and various others, especially misfits. Um, it has been a tumultuous day in my life. Not in any way that's worth getting excited over. I had a tumble on the front steps, but only from the bottom step. Told my daughter about it. I am a fall risk. I'm quite open about that. But I'm proud of myself today. I got onto the bottom step, and for some reason that's where I fell and wound up with a splinter in my finger. My husband helped me get that out. But I managed not to break anything and not to hit my head. That's important. My poor noggin has enough problems, you know. But I managed to twist a little bit, so I got my left shoulder under me, so I probably have a bruise there. I'll find out in a bit, because it's already 8 p.m. Oh, 8:15 p.m. And I'll be going to bed soon, because the sun is going down. There's a little pink in the clouds right here. Overcast, so it might be raining in the morning. But we had the old red truck that I'm so fond of that had gotten that one spider on it for a while until a big storm. Now, I'd had a plant up here that had gotten a spider on it that its health improved because it had a spider taking care of it. People don't always appreciate spiders enough. They're ugly. I'll admit that. They are mostly ugly. Some of them have really pretty colors. But they eat mosquitoes. I don't like mosquitoes. But, yeah, the daughter was away from the house. Almost, she was around to the part of town that's closest to where I went for fuel that more than once, I guess. It's up in the north part of town, near the highway, or she wasn't too far off the highway. And the clutch went out. Now, I know my husband. He got the thing home. I don't ask questions. And somebody who does not know how to recognize when a vehicle is being towed thought that he was just randomly following her through a full stop at a stop sign. Nope. If one vehicle moving means the other one moves, then you let them both go and you wish them well and say a little prayer for their safety and let God sort it out, you know? Or whatever. But, yeah, I racked up another fall. So now my left knee hurts. I forgot to stack at least 2 of my aminos today. And I do have some, even though I had asked Dr. Chafee about them after I got them. But my vision is not improved to the point that I could get the splinter out of my finger, because nothing like a weathered piece of wood for a handrail to get splinters into your fingers, right? Like I said, I didn't really hit my head, or hurt my head anyway. I did wind up on the front walk, which is cement bricks, and my head did run into the skirting, because I live in a single wide, and you kind of want to keep the neighbor's chickens out from underneath the front bathroom. But oh well. Lots of excitement. Now, the red truck is the one that second grandson desperately wants. And the clutch is, well, getting it done at a shop will cost us slightly more than half the value, well, technically slightly more than half the value of the truck. Although I have to admit, I almost doubled the value of the truck when I put new tires on it a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And those tires don't have a lot of miles on them yet. And the same day, I'm trying to remember if I got the oil change, but I know I filled the fuel tank. Now, it's been getting used a little more this year than it had in previous years, but the boy wants it really bad. And it is something that, yeah, clear title. Something you own is better than something you don't, right? Oh, let's see if I can get some of that. We've got a nice little golden layer of sky over there. And then you got a little bit of pink reflecting from the window, and yeah, it's just a pretty evening. But the dog informed me it was time to go out. And now he's just standing there looking at the place where I fell. He wasn't at all concerned when I fell either, by the way. Although it did take me a minute to get up because I'm like kind of rolling away from the anthill and getting my head out of the skirting and things of that nature. Yeah, puppy, that's basil and tomatoes. He's smelling plants. Daughter likes caprese salads, and second grandson likes pesto. So, stuff, you know. Whereas I like a parsley-based chimichurri sauce. Everyone goes, oh, but it's so good if you put cilantro. No, it ain't. What do you mean? Well, I can't eat cilantro. Cilantro is one of the biggest reasons I carry EpiPens. Anyway, daughter, husband, and truck are all home safe while it was still bright daylight. And the younger boy got home and then went back out to do whatever. Not younger boy, the older boy went back out to do whatever he's doing, which probably involves social time with his friends. But yeah, his girlfriend's work schedule has changed since she's a high school graduate now. Although if she comes up with something she wants to do to advance her life, it's cool. And I hope she'll talk about it and look for opportunities. I have not met the child, but from everything I have heard, she sounds like a basically good person. She just tisms pretty much as older grandson does, number one grandson, but on a different part of the spectrum, what she needs and what she doesn't need. And she needs social time, so she's been going to church with my daughter, which of course gets number one grandson to go too, because he can sit next to her and stare at his phone for an hour, and people aren't going to bash him about it at all. They're very understanding there. Of course, they also have a very tall and otherwise fit young man there who, let's see, I think he's basically nonverbal, or 99% nonverbal. I don't know what his situation is at home, but he likes to play on swings. That's his thing. And he's really never going to be any older than he is now, or more functional, or whatever. There's just some people you can't hire as air traffic controllers, you know, and lots of other things. But it's just who he is. Some people, you just love them and get on with your life. Now, Lyrical and Young Lady, they don't have it that bad, but it's nice for them to be surrounded by people who are understanding and also daughter's boyfriend, who is in a management position at a store that's not fast food, has suggested she apply over there. That's fine. Everybody needs opportunities. Yeah. Oh, and something hilarious happened this evening. If you're in a mental state where you can appreciate things instantly happening to people who maybe could be a little more thoughtful about what they do to themselves. I mean, most Americans know what a Fun Dip candy packet means. There's a smooth, thick stick, pretty much, of powdered sugar and probably cornstarch or something. And it's compressed to make it very firm. And that is packed in a sleeve with some powdery sugar that is probably a little bit finer than the stuff in Pixie Sticks. Because that stuff will make your mouth feel raw inside. Anyway, the autistic one rips off the top of the packet, throws that away, shoves a stick in his mouth, and then tries to drink the powder. The effect was rather instantaneous.
Yeah.
No. It's still daytime, sort of.
Huh?
It's still daytime, sort of. Yeah. Your enthusiasm excels you.
Yeah.
Anyway, he wound up with this stuff escaping his mouth up into his sinuses and blowing his nose, spitting into the garbage and blowing his nose into a paper towel and trying to make his life better at that point. But here he is. He's got this tangy color and flavor laden sugar mixture. Probably had some of that factory made citric acid. You know, no citrus fruit was involved in the making of that citric acid, but there's some in it probably to give it that tanginess. And the poor guy was suffering. And I'm his grandmother. I've loved him for a long, long, long time. Before he was born even. And he did not need that. And he did not need me laughing at him. I failed horribly. But, I was able to help him out too, though. Because it's like, sinus rinse, kit's in my bathroom. You get the water, I'll get the bottle out. And you probably have to do both sides to make sure you flush the area properly. But he did one side, I guess the side that felt worse. And that was enough, I guess, to quell the reaction. And, oh, poor guy. If you can imagine what that must feel like, that's where he was today. And then I cleaned up the bottle and got everything put away. But, yeah, that and the truck. Now, there is a place near us to get the truck fixed. Although, being a 2001 special order stick shift Dodge Ram pickup, it's a 1500. I would hate to have to give it up. I mean, it's paid for, so repairs are just a matter of keeping it going, not continuing to make payments on something that's barely running and could be replaced. Sorry. The light comes on because I'm moving around and it's starting to get a little dim out here. Ooh, the sky's getting even prettier. There's shades of pink and almost purple over there. And this little tree that needs lopped off again. We keep cutting it down as much as we can, but there's too much of it. I need to find something that'll really kill it. Now, from everything I can tell, the kitty cat is continuing to lose some of that excess weight he's been carrying, and that might help him last a while longer. Cats don't do well on people food, but he's not willing to adjust to a raw diet. And then we've got my sidekick down here. Yeah, the motion sensor lights just went off. Whoop, there it comes. But he's willing to eat my steak, he's willing to eat it cooked, he's willing to eat it raw, and canines have hung out with humans for long enough that our food doesn't really seem to affect them too badly, as long as we don't give them what our school children of today are eating. But the whole cooked versus raw meat, he's okay. He ate my steak today, was cooked, and he had some of it, and he eats basically a meat-based dog food. Some people would call it wet, but it's more than wet. It's meat cooked with juices and a few other things, and they supplement various proteins in it, which that's something else. I forgot to stack a couple of my aminos today, my taurine. I'll probably go in there and just add the taurine to the glycine. Well, first I will check my cheat sheet and make sure that I can stack those two together. I did get my leucine in earlier for my eyes, although I'm not far enough along that path. For the most part, I think my vision is reasonably good, but I've adjusted to wearing the bifocals less and wearing the single vision less often. And now the sky is darker and darker. But it is a lovely evening. Yeah. With the pink and coral and peach and all that over there. Whew. Yep. But all the fun. Now tomorrow they should be flushing the radiator and changing the thermostat on the red truck. And these are things that can be done and reassembled, but it won't affect or be affected by the work that needs to be done with the clutch. Apparently, if you have a lift and you have everything in place to do it safely, you can do it by just dropping the transmission away from the clutch and doing what needs done. And place over here near an Exxon station that's a little ways west of us, they can do it. And it'll be a tiny bit over 1,000. And yeah, when you consider what the new tires cost, and then he did some stuff in the suspension recently when stuff was all taken apart, and I took a picture of a part that kind of somewhat resembled an animal's paw. Only I made a meme out of it like it was a leftover robot paw from a robot uprising that's been put down. Because you gotta be ready to bullshit Jet Alpha when they get old enough to really live with the bullshit for the rest of their lives. We got a couple Gen Z here. And my daughter actually qualifies as a millennial. Rick and I both count as Gen X, I believe. Although my older sister, who's only 3 years older, counts as a boomer. I don't usually think that's gonna be the end of the world for anyone to find out what their classification is. But if you were breathing, even if you don't remember it, when Kennedy was shot, you're probably a boomer. And then you got people like my dad who just defies classification. I love him to pieces. But, oh, my fingers feel so much better since Loki got the splinter out for me. And I seem to have a new spider friend. It's over on the Starlink antenna thing. I've been watching it go up and down. I'll check out the web tomorrow, I hope. But we are now down to 3 running vehicles. And one that it cranks, it just ain't going anywhere. But I think for the classic home mechanic, the answer is get out a hoist and a chain and pull the engine block and get other stuff out of the way and disconnect everything. I like Loki's explanation. Put it on a lift, drop the tranny. That's as good an explanation as I think I can get. But you've got to get into the parts that are non-functional and replace those. And at that point, it's like, I'm trying to think, I think it's had the water pump replaced. I'm not 100% on that. Or maybe it was the heater core. And then it's like other stuff as needed. But like I said, it's paid for. It's clear title. But it's old. It has paint issues. But there's no electronics in the door. The locks are manual. The windows are manual. The shift is manual. It's a 5-speed. Yep, I think that spider's getting a good work built. Hey, no. No.
Schutzen! Schutzen, Dyson! Schutzen!
Dude, she lives here.
Schutzen! It smells like that invader here. Pet?
Yeah.
So good.
Your son the older one stuck his head out the door a while ago and it was still light and he was not thrilled. It's like, how dare it still be daylight?
Agreed. How dare.
Well, not all at once. Puppy,
Hi. My door?
you can go in. Go in. Say.
Okay. You want back out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Got that cloud pattern. Oh, by the way, that when you see the clouds looking lumpy like that, whether you see it in daytime or evening light or early in the morning or whatever, that is not tornadoes trying to form. That is just little bumpy nuggets of cloud that are crowded real close together. And sometimes you'll see the underneath side of a storm looking like that. It does not mean you're in any danger. Oh, what am I at? Okay, I need to go see if there's any more votes on what to do for lunch locally that other carnivores might join me for. Because it's extreme North Austin, Pflugerville, Round Rock, Georgetown, Hutto, Taylor, etc. This general area. In fact, the Tuckers have moved. But I wouldn't say no to meeting anyone from Cedar Park and Liberty Hill either. So, there you go. Somebody even could drive south from Belton and Killeen. Oh, they got a trouble light out and a car making a weird thrumming next door. So I hope they get that worked out okay. But yeah, I'll check that poll again. It's on my community tab. And I'll check this that I'm making, but now it's too dark, and when the light does come on, you can't see my face hardly at all. Woo! Oh, and I did a smart thing. I got a pedometer off of Amazon, because I didn't want to go look for them in Walmart. I don't absolutely hate Walmart, but I don't really love it. They were one of the first companies to start really reducing the number of local employees for the sake of their bottom line when all the BS was coming downhill from our politicians. Now, to be fair, self-check is something that has needed to happen for a long time. There are people with severe social anxieties that, if they can go into a store and get themselves a package of socks and a couple of t-shirts and next week's groceries without really having to interact with anyone. I mean, you can find out the information you want, where the item is in the store. You can get that online. If you want delivery, you can get that too. But if you're trying to work yourself up to the point that you're going and doing these things for yourself, that might be a big step in getting your life to go the way you want it to go. I don't have a problem with that. But when they try to force all of us to do self-check, no. Some of us don't want that. Why? Because I value their jobs. They are in my community, whether they're here or, the store in Taylor. When I say here, I mean Georgetown. Although I'm really kind of between Georgetown and Jonah and closer to Jonah, but the post office swears I'm in Georgetown. But, whether it's the H-E-B on 685 or the one on 79 or the one on Los Henna, it doesn't matter. There should always be an option for people who are not interested in working for the store and doing the store's job for them. And that would be me. Yeah, more stuff. I think I need to take Fuzzy Butt inside. This is enough to confirm the sound is good and to get it uploaded. But that's what's going on. I hope all my repeat offenders are doing well. Eat what makes you feel good. Get some rest. The sun is down, so I'm going to go to bed. And I'll be out tomorrow doing stuff, hopefully without falling down. Or getting new splinters. Because this hole still hurts a little bit where we got the first one out. And I hope there's not any second one, but stuff happens, right? And that's it. Take care of each other. Somebody took care of me today. Actually, he took care of daughter and the red truck and me. And then daughter was able to go out and get second grandson. Whew. Now we will continue to do whatever it takes to take care of each other. I hope y'all are taking care of each other. Remember, Grandma loves you and wants you to be okay. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.